Hey guys, it's Tristan here. I know it's been a while, but today I'm going to bring you a tutorial, and um, I'm going to be putting more and more stuff on my channel, and graphics-wise, and just I've really gotten a little bit better understanding of Photoshop after I lost all my understanding of Photoshop previously. Um, but let's get started. So today we're going to be using the tilt blur effect. So for example, it's a little tilt blur, radial blur type tutorial. So so what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to filter, and it's right under blur, and it's just say tilt shift, so tilt blur. And so what this can do to a photo is, for example, this is just the default one. If we add it, it gives it that weird kind of miniature city look ish. So what I usually do is I actually need to make a copy of the canvas there, so that way if one of them if the other one fails, you can always just go back to the other one. So we're gonna go to blur, tilt blur again. And to make it really look like a miniature city, you can either, one of the ways I usually do it is you can pull these up and make a soft focus and make this blur a lot. So for example, like this, that just really makes it look kind of toy-ish. But the best way that I've found is you go to the tilt shift, and if you go to distortion, you distort it a decent amount. You don't want to go to 100% distortion, because and then if you pull this away like so, it'll give this weird, strange, not, I don't know, it gives it like this weird blur look. But so for example, but you can definitely tilt this and make it smaller. So if you want only a certain perspective on the city, to look a certain way, so like this one. And you can also add light bokeh, which is which is, we all know what bokeh is or whatever. So you can do that, and then you can adjust the colors of it, which is pretty nice. So like if we do this, so for example, this should look pretty good. So this looks, it makes the city look smaller, and it gives you this broader, or sorry, this more specific place to look. So for example, if we undid this and say you're doing a manipulation or something, and you wanted to um, change the color of something. I mean, this is just an example, but like, say you change this building to a different color, and you needed people to focus on it, right? Because you wanted to, do whatever you needed to do. You needed to distract, someone. I'm just gonna do a really basic, shitty outline of this. But you just needed to make everyone focus on this certain color of this building. Lord knows why you would want to change the color of this building, but that's what you could use tilt zoom for. So, and radial zoom, or sorry, and iris blur. So tilt shift can really shift focus. So like if we make this small, it'll shift the focus to right there. It'll shift all of it in this one line right here. So like if we made this smaller and we adjusted the blur a bit. Whoops, hold on. Whoops, we're on this layer, wrong layer. But if we adjusted the blur just a bit, made this smaller, made this a tiny bit smaller, and just wanted that building right there. So like I did a crappy job putting the lighting over that, right? So say that was an example. Boom, I could add some tilt shift, and it could easily transform it to make it look like I pretty much did it perfectly. And as you can see, this effect right here also makes the city really look like a miniature city, compared to this right here. Right? That's like, you could tell that's a big city. This one kind of looks like a 3D model. So next thing is iris blur. Let's see what our time is at. Next thing is iris blur, which is super simple. We're actually not going to use this photo. We're going to use another photo. Usually it's, let's go to, I have a lot of pictures here. I just want to get a decent one. So let's just use this one. This one's already pretty much hella edited. But like, not only can tilt blur cause really cool effects, iris blur can. So iris blur in Photoshop is very customizable, right? So you can change it to make it big, right? You can make it like this, or you can make it small so you can get one focus point. And you can rotate this and make it any shape you virtually want to. So like say I only wanted like the like the eyes of something. So I'd bring it over here. I would rotate it. Oops. A bit. And then like bam. And then if we just go like this, it blurs the whole picture and all you see is his eyes. So like, but for a picture like this or for more portraity photos, excuse me, um, for more portrait-esque photos, something like this one, for example, this Christmas picture, this is super like vague, like oh, this is all Christmas. But say you wanted to focus on the presents, you can use both tilt blur and iris blur to pretty much focus on whatever you need to focus and get the audience to get the audience to not look at the rest of the stuff that they're seeing. So what's the cool thing about iris blur is you can make it a box or an oval or a circle. So what I usually do is make it a box half the time. And this is a cool thing too. This is the amount of fade you need for it. So you can have it all the way out here and make this whole thing clear, but usually you want it to fade in. So we're going to move it down here. We obviously don't want it this big. That's pretty obvious. We just want to focus on the presence, and so we're going to use more of a circle shape. And then we're going to rotate this a little bit, make it a little smaller, come down, let the fade go in, and let's add some light bokeh. And the light bokeh is really iffy though, because you want it to have all its color in most photos, right? I mean, not that bad, but like, it all depends how light you want it, but I'm gonna put like a 20%. And the light bokeh is, it's a bit weird on Photoshop, but compared to like other things, but an example of just really easily getting people to focus on something would be the iris blur effect. So for example, we went this, oops, we went from this to, something else. So a good way to use both of these effects, which I'll demonstrate on this one, I have a little bit more time, is to use both of them is what I did on the my banner, the Flow Design style banner. Both of these, I used both of them. I used iris in the middle and then tilt shift for the rest of it. So what's really cool about tilt shift and iris is you can just do a ton of stuff with them. So if we go to, you always want to use tilt shift first, because that's already generating more blur than your iris usually, because your iris is going to be bigger. So say we just want these two characters, these Kirito and Asuna. So like, say we just want those two, we can easily rotate this. Once I find the rotate, here we go. To just being them. So let's do one of these. Move this up. I mean, obviously we're gonna get these characters in there, but right. So let's say you don't want those characters in there. So, for example, we want this. You'd want to make this smaller. Rotate it more towards this way right here. Make it smaller again. Increase the blur on the outside. This can be put up a little. This always has a good effect when you use bokeh. So, as I was say, so we use that, right? We got him to focus on this, but we don't want the top right girl and the top left guy. So this is when like stuff like iris blur comes in handy. So we don't want them, but we want these two people. We're going to tilt it, bring it up, make it nice and small. And then even more small again. And then it's just these two. But we can't have that because we need to fade out like that. So, and boom, those two guys are away. I could have added bokeh to the other two and it would have looked a little better. But besides that, that's like, it's just tilt shift and Tilt shift and iris blurs can easily affect your photos. You don't want to add them every time. It's just like the classic gradient like this. People are sitting there like adding it every time, putting on an overlay. People think it makes the photo look like automatically better. Um, Coincidentally, it makes this one look actually decent if we lower the opacity. But I mean, like gradients, I'll do a tutorial on those later, but they can be used very effectively and very ineffectively. But that's all I had today, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. This should really help you through just basic stuff. If you want to make just cool stuff like what I just made on my banner, it can really help you. It can just give the overall look just clean and make you really focus on something. I'll see you guys later. Bye.